さすが絵だポッドキャスト
Hello and welcome to Sasuke Ada's monthly podcast where I answer questions, provide a space for you to share your creativity, and let you guys in on what I'm working on this month. You can submit Q&A questions, your headcanons, and any additional messages to me via email or fill out the headcanon submission Google spreadsheet linked in the description. Please read the instructions regarding the template of the email and spreadsheet. If you have any further questions, you can click on my January podcast linked in the description as well and go to the end where I walk you through on how to submit your headcanon and questions. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into business.
皆さんのマイ設定シェアリングタイム
Before I begin this section, I just want to say that the headcanon submission form is not a form for you to request headcanons. It's a place to put your headcanons. And this one, don't get me started on how many of you guys put requests in this headcanon submission forms. I get it, I get you want me to see it. And it's understandable, but please don't put your headcanons requests in the headcanon submission form. It is purely for people to share their headcanons. So it's not for requests. If you guys have any requests, feel free to put it in the comment section of my videos. I do read the comments, so don't be afraid. Even if I don't reply to them, I do read them. So please just keep that in the comment section. I beg of you guys. Thanks. So with that sorted out, I just want to get started on the actual headcanon submissions. So our first headcanon submission is from Hiden-chan. Hi, thank you for submitting, and your headcanon is for BNHA Hawks. And you said, when Hawks is too horny, but you're on a trip or is not at home, oh god, he'll stick his dick in chicken, like a whole entire rotisserie chick, to solve his horny problems. No! No, you wouldn't. Oh my god. No, please. You just took bestiality to a whole new level. Please, no. No hate, but no. I swear to god. Is this what we're gonna start this month off with? Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Oh, I did not. That was uncalled for. I'm not complaining. It's really funny. But no, I don't agree. I disagree. Mainly because that's taking bestiality to a whole new level. No. Okay. But good one. Okay. Next up, we have Scully Cakes. Hi, Scully Cakes. Thanks for submitting. And your headcanon is for Assassination Classroom. Hey, Assassination Classroom. Such an underrated anime. And your character is Karasuma. Tadaomi Karasuma. Oh my god, Karasuma sensei. Yes, good choice. Okay, you got 4 headcanons. I'm gonna start with number 1. Being in the Ministry of Defense, work can be stressful, so when he comes home, Karasuma likes to take a hot shower while pulling his partner along for some much-needed spicy attention. Yes, starting off with shower sex. Amazing. Yes. I think he would. I think he's the type. It's kind of it's not like he intentionally does it for the sex. It's more let's save water, so let's do it together, and then somewhere along the middle of it he kind of just gets horny. Okay, next up, with his serious nature, Karasuma leads his partner to think that he doesn't celebrate things like birthdays, holidays, or anniversaries. I think so. Yeah, he just like does not strike as the type. Like you would like default expect him to be like, I don't remember this date, you know, like when's your birthday again, or like even just like what day is it? Actually no, I feel like he would know the date. I think he would like know the date very well because he, you know, works in defense and stuff. Like I think dates are really important and stuff, so he would know the date. But I feel like knowing the date and registering that this date equates to some sort of like anniversary or birthday or holiday, it just like doesn't do that. Like the days are just like, it's just a day. so like, you know, I think his part, like he, at least like he strikes people as the type to be like that. And I feel like to a certain extent he is like that, but on like really important days, I feel like he would, even if like he wouldn't like realize a days before, like he would probably see this day on a calendar, and maybe it's like he has like a mission on your birthday or something, and be like, okay, I have a mission on like whatever date, and then like it just like doesn't cross his mind that it's your birthday, and then like days going into it, he suddenly just like realizes like really close to it. It's like, oh wait, holy shit, this day is like, you know, my significant other's birthday. And then, you know, and then he like actually tries to prepare for it, but like he doesn't strike, I guess he, like as his partner, you wouldn't really expect him to remember these days, but like even though he has trouble remembering them, I feel like in the end he would. Okay, number 3, he definitely has a high pain threshold. Of course. Like, yeah, of course. I mean, like, we all know he works in defense, you know, he trains a lot and he fights a lot, gets injured very often, so I think definitely has a high pain threshold. So, you know, I guess that means you can do a lot of things in the bedroom and be safe. God. I feel so dirty. Anyways, okay. Number 4, fan and headcanon. Ooh, fan and headcanon. Okay, since Karasuma is a powerful individual, there are times he wants his partner to take control in the bedroom. Like he wants to be tied up, edged, and involve hair pulling. It's a major turn on when his partner shows dominance. Ooh, I can see why this is a fan and headcanon, because it's a little bit out of character for him. But I like it. Like I really like the idea. I'm just trying to like imagine it. I feel like it's not like that out of character, but it is still very out of character for Karasuma to be like that. Like I feel like to me, it's just that because he's like such a serious person, you know, I feel like he'd not be as into like the whole BDSM kind of playful thing, you know, because that's all play. And I feel like as a serious person, he's not really into the play part of, you know, bedroom fun time. But that's just because he like, to me, like my impression of him is that he is a boring man. Hot, but boring. That's my impression of him. So I've always thought of him as like a missionary guy. And like I like the idea of this, you know, he wants to be tied up, you know, wants to like get dominated, you know. It's just a little bit difficult to see for like canon Karasuma, which is why I like how you label this fan and headcanon, because it does seem very fanon to me, and I'm up for it. You know, sometimes it's good to have fanon, you know, because like I feel like a lot of my Dobby headcanons are fanon, because like my Dobby headcanons just like don't really make sense for him in the canon. MHA, because like honestly, if we were talking about like canon Dobby, I don't think he would fall in love with anyone. Like he would just like torture you. Okay, like the fact that like relationship headcanon, like, any sort of relationship headcanons for Dobby is purely fanon, because there's no such thing as a canon relationship for him. Like, okay. Next we have Starlight Sapphire. Hi Starlight, thanks so much for submitting, and you're submitting for MHA Hawks, and your headcanon is while talking to you on the phone, he flutters. Like, he will be walking and then suddenly he's a few inches above ground and then he's back on ground again. When people see him do this, they know he's talking to someone he likes. Oh my god, that is so freaking cute. That is like adorable. It's just like, I can like see like kind of like a cheapy version of MHA. You know, in MHA, like if you draw like the wings in like a very small, I could see it like flap, kind of like a bumblebee. You know, like, and then he would like fly up. With those like big wings, if they like flap, you know, that's not really cute. It's just like pretty cool. But if you see some go like like flutter upward, that would be so cute. And it's just like, oh, and I feel like, you know, when he's like happy and he's like skipping, you know, he would skip like meters above ground, just like whoo, boom, whoo. I'm just talking onomatopoeias, like you guys can't even see my hands going like waving up and down. Anyways, like yeah, I can totally see it and it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. I love this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for putting this in my head. Okay, next up we have Marcy. Hi Marcy. I don't know if you guys remember, but Marcy submitted really detailed imagery, headcanons last month, and I'm super excited what she has for us this month. So, let's start with her number 1 headcanon. It's for Kuroko no Basket, aged up Aomine. Good choice. You know, in Kuroko no Basket, Akashi has always been my favorite, but Aomine is just like, like that man is something. I feel like the reason why I don't like him as much is because like in the beginning he was like a total jerk, you know, with the whole like, oh, the only one that can beat me is myself, you know, that kind of thing. And then I was like, no, that's a little bit of a turn off. But then like his character design. Okay, stop. Pause the simping. Getting to the headcanon. Okay. So, Aomine is a tall, feisty man. He's got all that talk and all that sass and the audacity to back it up. Since he's a well-rounded beast, he excels at everything, iffy on the academics. But you know, his mouth game is off the charts, just like his basketball game. It just is. His mouth and hip game are no joke. He will taunt the crap out of you while he's pinning you down and giving you the sex of your life. His thrusting will have you spasming by the end of the ordeal. Just as well, when he goes down on you, you'll only have his name on your tongue. He has stamina, and best believe when he's excited, it's on 100%, and he doesn't want to just do one position. He doesn't mind doing different things in the bedroom. He really does like a challenge, and he loves pushing you to your limit. See just how far he can take it before you break and loves seeing you become undone. Ooh. He's very blunt about what he'll do, and he'll make absolutely sure he delivers. He doesn't expect you to be submissive. He doesn't want to tame you. He wants you riled up, so be prepared to be edged or slightly degraded. Talk back to him. He likes a strong personality even though he claims it irritating. Be confident. He loves that. After all that's said and done, he'll always put your pleasure first. He'll always aim for you to be sated and satisfied. Aomine takes pride in seeing the afterglow of his passion, and it shows. The way your body is always comfortably lax after a really heated session. He'll press against your warm skin, brushing your hair away from your face to watch you sleep. He'll kiss your forehead, peck your lips, just relishing in the feel of your body against his. Ooh, that is really good. You know, it's like spicy and it's like full of imagery, but at the same time it's like not overly done, you know. It's like perfect, you know. It leaves a little bit it leaves like the details to your imagination, but at the same time it gives just enough detail for you to imagine. I really like it. And I feel like in a way it really does suit him. I feel like because Aomina's personality is still very like, I guess selfish isn't really the word, but it's more like he gives me the idea that he puts his pleasure above a lot of things. Probably not above yours. I think it's kind of like both. He like strives for that most pleasureful experience, and he wants both you and him to experience like the best, you know. It has to be like the best, like nothing better than this. And I feel like he would definitely know what to do, you know, given the amount of magazines he's read. Like definitely, like I wouldn't say experienced, but knowledgeable, you know. I feel like just like this guy knows everything, and he is so eager to try everything. It's like, oof, you know. Sometimes it's gonna be really hard to just keep him out of the bedroom. Yeah. Great job, Marcy. I loved it. Okay, and I'm excited to move on to the next one. Let's see. Next one is a situation / one shot. I'm gonna save that for last. Let's see, because you still have another headcanon. Okay, we're gonna do the short ones first, and then we're gonna do the long ones. Okay, so I feel like if I'm gonna do like a long one, it's almost like I'm reading like one of my one-shot stories. So it's definitely gonna be long. I'm gonna rinse my mouth a little bit. Okay, lubricating my throat so I don't, you know, end up with a hoarse throat the next day. Okay. Oh, this one is for BNHA. It's for Bakugo. Yeah, aged up. Of course, guys, aged up. We always age our characters up. We know that for our. So you know, when I'm doing headcanons, usually the default is aged up. But and if you guys ever just do like spicy headcanons, my default, you know, that I would assume is aged up. So you guys don't always have to specify, but it's good to specify beforehand. Okay, headcanon. Imagine having a fresh mouth motherfucker like Katsuki as your boyfriend. I do that every day. I don't need to. I imagine that every day. Okay, sorry, continue. Like, just imagine admiring how rugged and sexy your man is, and then he opens his goddamn mouth. I'm sorry. I swear to God. Yes! Every single day, every single night. Like, every single minute. That's, you know, just like, this guy is so hot. And then he speaks, I'm just like, oh. But it's still so hot. Okay. Whew. Sorry. Let me just control myself. Like, sir, your voice does wonders, but the words itself, most of the time, is just aggressive filth. I feel like a calm cat is pacified cat when you kiss him, or having suck on your oh my god, I don't know if I can do this. Oh my god, okay. I feel like a calm cat is a pacified cat when you kiss him or have him suck on your chest. I'm not gonna say the word in parentheses because his mouth is filled and there's no room for any talk or protest. When it comes to the bedroom vibes, he's actually pretty good at finessing things. He's got that cocky grin, good music to set the vibe, already shirtless and ready to get things started. Undressing you with those fiery eyes, that mouth threatening you with all the nasty yet pleasurable things he's gonna do. And that's why he also loves giving as well as receiving head. Because why not with the mouth like that? Well, you know, when people say dirty mouth, people usually don't mean that, Marcy, but like... Okay. Alright, moving on. Fast forward to when that man is all up in your heat, stuffing you full. Oh my god. I don't know if I can do this. Cockwarming is something like he likes a lot. It's done before and after you guys get it on. When he's inside you, he makes sure he's all in. Your skin loudly slapping against his hips because he always follows through with everything he does. No halfway. You're getting every goddamn inch, whether you like it or not. It's Bakugo Katsuki. What's not to like other than his filthy... It's Bakugo Katsuki. What's not to like about other than his filthy behavior? Sometimes even that can be attractive and a turn on. Pet names are definitely used in the bedroom. At times, he may use his quirk as he spanks your ass and thighs. Just a spark, not a full-blown explosion, to give it an extra lasting sting. He's also a man with strong praise kink, so you can definitely use it to your advantage. Bakugo also has days when he can be gentle and slow. It's sweet when he's like that. It's the times when he likes to be comforted and held, dozing to the hands that stroke his spiky hair after you're both sated. Oh my god. You know, sometimes I don't even know if I should do these like podcasts anymore because it gets so spicy that I'm afraid that, you know, I would get like reported and this channel would just be like, you know, like people would end my like ban my channel, and then, you know, that's like, you know, that's the reason why I don't like, cause like, you know, for the Bakugo birthday one shot that I wrote, you know, I stopped it right before the sexy scene. That's mainly because I'm scared that if I actually like read all of that, that I would get reported and banned. And now, like, I'm scared that I might get reported and banned for just reading this, even though it's not mine. Marcy, you're making this really hard on me. Like, I like it. I really do like it. I want to share it with everyone. I really, really do. But now I'm just, like, scared for this channel. It's so good. And, like, it's making me feel things that I'm not supposed to at this hour of the day. Just hit my glasses on my mic. Oh my god. Okay, I need to quench my thirst. Drink water, guys. I know you needed that. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like, what can I say? Like, yeah, that's like everything. That's everything Bakugo is. Like, you know, he's just a man that can't stop saying shit, and he's just like, he's so vulgar, and it's just like, oof, I don't even know why I'm attracted to him at this point. Like, oh my god. And oh my god. And about the pet names is something that I've always struggled with Bakugo, is that I don't know if he'll give pet names. Like, if you guys read my story, like Fight Me, Protect Me, Love Me, you'll know that Bakugo almost always calls Kamiko, my main character, by shitty woman. Like, in Japanese it would be kuso onna, which is something that actually is very commonly used to call like women that you either don't like or that you're so familiar with, you know, but like not on like really great terms. I guess like kind of like a love-hate relationship kind of terms. It is also very commonly used in Japanese anime. You know, some guys that are a little bit mean, you know, would call a girl or a woman that they kind of have like a love-hate relationship with, they would call them kuso onna, which literally translates to shitty woman. And that's what I have Bakugo call Kamiko throughout almost the entire story, and sometimes it would change up to shithead because he thinks that she always has shit in her head. And I feel like, you know, if Bakugo were to have like a significant other, like he would continue to call them like really mean nicknames. Like, for example, like let's say he and Kirishima were dating, he would just continue calling Kirishima shitty hair. Like, he would rarely call him Kirishima. Like, sometimes he does it. And like, even if like, imagine if he were dating Deku, he would just call Deku nerd throughout the relationship. And then sometime, and like Deku's not even his real name, he like never calls him Izuku. So like I feel like pet names for me was a really difficult thing to think of for him. Like, I feel like he just doesn't do pet names, so-called pet names. Like, all names, like, cause he calls everyone by like some sort of nickname. Like, he never calls anyone by their actual name. Like, he calls Jiro ears like Mimi. He just says Mimi, and I'm like, okay. Like, and he never calls anyone by their names, and I find that really cool. And it's also something I really like about him. And so I feel like pet names is very difficult for him. Like, even in the bedroom, I feel like all the names that he calls you are gonna be degrading, like very degrading, like slutty blah blah blah, you know, something like that, or like dirty blah blah blah. You know, never, it's never something sweet. At least that's just my imagination of him, you know. Sometimes he, like, when you're like really sad or in like a really bad mood, he might go like, oh no baby, like, but like, you know, he doesn't actually mean it. I'm just kidding. He means it, you know. It's just like, but it's rare. It's really rare. That's my interpretation of Bakugo. Okay. Next, finally moving on to that situational, and this one is hella long, so sit tight everybody. I'm gonna need more water for this. And by the way, Marcy, and I really love how you gave him the nickname Cat. And I personally don't have a problem with it. But it's just like my habit, because you know how I learned Japanese, and you know we always say katsuki like with the ah sound instead of the ah sound. So whenever I read cat, I always have like this tendency to read it caught. I'm like, and then when after I read it caught, I was like, wait a second, no. That doesn't sound right. I think she means cat. And I was just like, damn it. You know? Oh my god. So yeah, I think it's because like I learned Japanese and stuff like that, so every time I give my characters like the nicknames or like, you know, stuff like that, I always give it in like considering the Japanese version. So like if I were to like give Katsuki like a nickname, it would probably just be Katsu, because like Katsu means like to win, and that is the pronunciation of the first character in his name. It's just like, I guess it's just like, you know, in like, I guess, you know, very quick lesson about Japanese and Japanese culture and naming, to be specific. Like when a lot of people give other people nicknames, it's usually the nicknames usually based on like a single character in their name. So let's say someone is called let me think of like a 2-character name. Let's see. Let me think of something that's like, okay. Yeah. So let's say Mitsuki, like 3 moons. Like Mi, or actually, yeah, Mitsuki. Mi is 3. Tsuki is moon. In this case, it wouldn't make sense if the nickname is Mitsu, even though mitsu in, like, okay, this is a really bad example because mitsu in Japanese also means 3 in a way, but it's just like in this case, if it's just like it would be weird to call them mitsu, and it's like either mi or tsuki, you know, it's like you know, mi something like mi-chan or like tsuki or like something like that, but like in that case, like mitsu would be like a little bit weird. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, yeah, maybe I should think of another name as like an example. Let's see. Oh, okay, let me actually use like another name, a guy that I actually know. His name is Takahiro. So Taka is the first character and Hiro is the second. And so in this case, it would be really weird to call him Kahi, you know, something that's like in between everything, you know, is like really weird. It's either Taka or Hiro or something like that. So it's like in most cases, it's always like the first character or like Taka-kun, something like that. Yeah, and like just so you guys know, we always call him Taka. Like we ever call him Takahiro. Like sometimes I even forget that his full name is Takahiro, but we always call him Taka. So yeah. So like in that case, it's like if you guys want to like stay true to like the Japanese culture or Japanese aspect of the name, I recommend when you guys write fan fictions if you guys want to shorten Katsuki's name, to call him Katsu instead of Cat. But Cat also sounds good because you're targeting like an English audience, so it's like really up to your choice, and I honestly enjoy it both ways. But when I write, you know, I have like a personal preference to write Katsu. It's just like, you know, a personal preference. But like, okay, that's just like really off topic, but you know. Okay, and I talk too much now. I need more water. Okay. Getting on with the one shot, and the one shot is for Bakugo again. I swear to God, Marcy, you're just feeding me at this point. Like, what do you want from me? Like, do you want my money? Okay. Honestly, I feel so blessed. More Bakugo, yay! Okay. Alright, get ready, guys. This is the one shot. Katsuki is the type of boyfriend that doesn't readily admit things because he wants to do it himself. All the time. He's a one-man army. Even so, a one-man army needs help at some point. He knows that it's okay to ask for help or bring something to your attention, but you know, Kat, he's very fond of confident. He's really proud and confident, sorry. It's like almost bedtime, so I'm like having like vision problems. Okay. He'd rather take care of you than have you do the same for him, but you weren't having it. Kat, sit! You literally had to pull this man to sit down after he dropped the spatula for the 3rd time. Huh? Dinner isn't going to make itself. I'll finish dinner. You need to sit and relax. Let me cook tonight. It's my kitchen, It's my apartment. So it's my kitchen, Katsuki. You don't need to come over and cook for me all the time. Sit. Relax. He grudgingly watched as you tried to pull his feet up, but he wouldn't let you. You sighed heavily. Katsuki, it's happening again. You can't even grip the damn spatula. You're overworking yourself on the job. And when you're here, you want to take over everything. Will you just please sit and chill? I can see why they had to muzzle you and tie you down at the sports festival. I'm just being a good boyfriend. Are you going to have a problem with that too? He bites out. You know he's always feral gremlin. You know he's always a feral gremlin after all. It goes both ways, you spiky chihuahua. This is me being a good significant other. You forced his legs up so he's in a lying position and take his hand into yours to take a look at them. It was absolutely ragged, calloused, and bruised. Baby, you cooed as, and he rolled his eyes. These hands are busted. It's rejuvenation time, dork. I can't believe you didn't say anything. Don't hide these things from me. It's no big deal. What are you, the old hag? he mutters. He finally relaxed on his own. I don't want to hear it. Let me finish up dinner. We'll eat and then we'll do our juju ritual, okay? You kissed his nose. His brows knitted together as he avoids looking at you. Okay. You give him a big smile. Katsuki will never openly admit to loving your rejuvenation sessions, but he does. It's something he looks forward to, and it's been a while. Of course, you always try to pamper him every chance you get. He takes care of himself well, but doing self-care together was really satisfying. However, rejuvenation time was a full-body self-care session, which took a lot of time, so it wasn't something you did on an everyday basis. About twice, if not once a week. After dinner, which Kat was surprisingly quiet about, you filled your tub with water, dropping 3 drops of rosemary and peppermint essence along with 3 drops of lavender oil and your mild bubble wash. You set the water temperature for him to a nice warm temp and smile. It's ready! You could hear his feet heavily fall as he stalks closer. He takes off his clothes and doesn't miss the way you look at him. You want something? He asks, cocking his mouth. Psst. He asks. Ugh, I have the hardest time saying asks. Ugh. He asks, cocking his head to the side and grinning. I always do, but right now it's juju time. If you haven't fallen asleep, then later. You stripped as well. We could probably get messy again. You have... Oh wait, who said that? We can probably get messy again. You have noticed, Twin Tail. He's got that sexy grin on his face, even with that slightly tired eyes. My only motive is to treat my boyfriend to some good relaxation. He gets in the tub first. Sighing deeply as his body melts in the tub, you got the face cleanser, warm, damp towels, and face mask on hand. You're on your knees as he tilts his face up. His hands rested on the side of the tub as you gently scrub in circles his face after using the foam cleanser and cleaning with warm rags. You don't clean faces with rags. Rags is really worn out towels. They're mainly used for cleaning dirty stuff. But okay, sorry. Okay, you pop the face mask on and he keeps his eyes closed as you fixed it. No, I'm sorry. Let me reread that. You pop the face mask. You pop the face mask on and he keeps his eyes closed as you fixed it on his face. Next, you're in the tub, your knees between his legs as you washed him with firm but mostly gentle strokes of the rag you used. His hands and feet were last since they needed most attention. You dipped his hands in the water before singularly washing each finger and then his palm. He sits up and opens his eyes, then to silently regard you. He likes to see how gentle you are with him. You giggled, feeling him press against your thigh. Behave, you warned, and all he did was growl. You laughed and shake your head before leaving kisses against his palms. You did the same thing for his other hand and ended up massaging his feet. He reaches out to touch you, but you stopped him and scooted away. Not tonight. I want to focus on you. Wait, who said that? Oh, okay. Sorry. Not tonight. I want to focus on you. He's about to protest, but your lips were roughly on his while you stopped both his hand by tightly gripping them in your own. He responded just as rough, with nipping at your lips before he pulled away. You're the one who's all battered. YN. Cat, I swear, don't. He grinds his teeth and huffs at you. Let go. He grinds his teeth and huffs as you let go of his hand. You pointed to the shower head and he rolls his eyes, standing up so that he can wash off his body in clean water while you empty the bath. You washed up as he towel dried himself. Gentle, you big oaf. Your skin is precious. He turns to you with the face mask still on. There's some things I'll do my way, you bossy little shit. Hurry up. You washed off and towel dry and walked into the bedroom where Katsuki is waiting. He's already laying on his back, head propped to the towel covered pillow like you always do. His body lax. He ditched the towel and was waiting in his robe. What a good boy, you thought to yourself. You always end your rejuvenation session with massaging his skin with gentle scented and textured lotion. You'd pay great attention to all the areas of his body. You'd massage his face, his hands and feet, his back and chest, and end it with the massaging of his scalp. By then, naturally, all the tension all the tensions that's wound in him would disappear and you'll have a very relaxed, soft-looking, sleeping baby on your hands. Next time, I'll do this, he mutters since you didn't let him get to do his part taking care of you. I know. You pressed a kiss to his lips. Hey, I want you. He softly admits after minutes pass and you gasp at that. Don't even think about it. But you said, his voice raised before you cut him off. I said maybe. Now, I've decided that what we both need is some cuddles and rest. You giggled at his expense. Bossy little shit. You're lucky I don't want to move. Okay, spiky chihuahua, and you're welcome. You cuddled against him. You cuddled against him. A smile graced your face as a strong arms wrapped around you. Nowhere else you'd rather be. Whew. Oh my god, finally finished reading that. Can you guys, now you guys know just how long it takes for me to actually record a one-shot, fanfic audio, because, I do stutter and, mess up a lot. And honestly, that was really cute. It was just, the perfect, kind of everyday slice of life, just, you guys being couples. I love this kind of, rejuvenation ritual kind of idea, that's just, it just makes the whole relationship seem so much more realistic and have, so much more, uniqueness in the relationship, because I feel like every relationship just needs some sort of uniqueness to them, and I feel like this whole rejuvenation session, you guys doing kind of like a home spa together is super cool and awesome, and it's just it brings a lot of personality into YN and Bakugo's relationship, and I love it, absolutely love it. And apologies on bitching about the whole rag thing. I just because during the whole time I was imagining things, and then suddenly boom, rag is what you use to wipe tables and stuff. At least it's what we used, to wipe table and stuff. And I'm just wait, rags on a face. I'm oh? Okay, sorry. I mean, I didn't mean to suddenly bitch about that, but yeah, totally okay if you guys use rags. I'm sure there are because there are clean rags out there, because rags are basically just towels but thinner, much thinner. Usually when we say rags, it's worn out towels, I guess, because you use them so much that towels became rags. But they do sell brand new rags, things that are designed to be rags, so those are actually clean. So I guess some people actually use those because they're thinner. I guess it's just easier to use to wipe your face, kind of dab it dry, I guess. So I guess it makes sense. It's just not what I'm used to. So yeah, but it's just not, it's just so cute, especially that scene where you know that scene where like YN kind of stripped to like, you know, help Bakugo, like give him like this whole like facial in the tub and stuff. You know, I thought that was going into spicy time, but that was probably just me. It's just like me being a dirty-minded person. But yeah, it was just like, it was actually really cute. You know, the whole like bath scene, it was really like calming, and the whole imagery of like that little, the whole like bubbles and like facial, you know, like I could almost like feel it on the tips of my fingers, like rubbing. And I feel like Bakugo is actually someone who I think like I wouldn't say like he cares a lot about how he looks, but I feel like he does have like this kind of like pickiness to like facial products and like, you know, like skincare products. I feel like it might be due to his mom's influence, I guess. Like Mitsuki, his mom, strikes me as a type who cares a lot about like just like taking care of her skin, even though she naturally has like nitroglycerin sweat, and so she ages very well, you know, looks very young for her age, and just like, but I feel like overall I feel like she has like an interest in these kind of skincare products because of her quirk. You know, she like growing up, you know, she found an interest in it. So like I feel like she's the type who cares a lot about, you know, kind of like skincare products. And then like I feel like with Bakugo kind of being like really nitpicky about like a lot of things, I feel like he would also be like very nitpicky about like skincare products and stuff like that. Like I feel like he's just like, I guess, kind of like a perfectionist in every single thing. So like these kind of things, I feel like, you know, he'd be like a little bit more striving for perfection too, you know, kind of things like that. So yeah, it just like really matches up really well with what I think about Bakugo, and this is amazing. Loved it. Okay, so that concludes all of our headcanons this month, and whew, that was amazing. Thank you guys so much for submitting your headcanons, and I will see you guys in the next section.
Q&A.
So I see how you guys, like a lot of you guys mistook the headcanon submission spreadsheet for like headcanon requests, but at least you guys put in a lot of Q&A questions. So because there's just so many questions, I decided that for this video I would revert back to what I did in January, where I did like Q&A and headcanon and messages all separate. For this one though, I'm gonna do Q&A, and I think I'm gonna do Q&A and messages in this section together. So I'm gonna read your question and I'm gonna read your message. So yep, let's get started. And for the first question we have from Skay. Hi Skay, and your question is, do you like doing spicy headcanons? I mean, if I don't like it, I wouldn't be doing it. So I mean, like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like, when I first started doing spicy headcanons, it was kind of like, I guess, a little bit awkward for me because I wasn't used to it. But as like, you know, I did more of these, and then like, you know, it's just like, it just became something really interesting and fun that I like to do. And it's mainly because like these kind of headcanons are probably things that you'll never be able to see in the actual anime. So like these things you'll never be able to know. So like, because it's never going to be canon, you know, it's fun to actually think about and like see like, oh, what kind of person this is, what he would do in this like certain situations, and like especially in like a spicy situation, like what would happen, what kind of person would be like would he or she, you know, be in this kind of situation, you know. And I guess it's like a interesting take on character analysis, and it's also because like personally I've had like a lot of interest in psychology and stuff like that. I never studied it like in school or anything, but it's just kind of like me seeing like meeting a lot of people and then like knowing what this kind of person is like, and then using kind of like my logical interpretation of the person. This is what I do for like character analysis. But it's like, because I never studied psychology, I don't even know if this thing is accurate enough, and then you guys always in the comments is like, oh my god, this sounds so accurate, and I'm just like, oh, okay, awesome. Okay, I'm glad, because personally I'm not even 100% sure myself. It's just like, I guess it's just like my understanding of this kind of person and what I think this kind of person is going to be like. So it's not necessarily always going to be 100% accurate, which is why it's a headcanon and not actually canon. So yeah. Next we have from Strawberry. Hi Strawberry, and you asked, are you shy? I think, oh wait, actually, yeah. And I guess yes. The answer is yes. I am a pretty shy person growing up. I guess like, I don't know how you guys usually define shy. I'm the kind of person that has a little bit of trouble kind of like being the first to reach out to people. Like if I'm, in a group, like in person, and then there's like someone out there that I think is like really cool and I want to talk to them, but like, I don't want to seem like a weirdo, so I'm just like, ooh. Plus I'm like a really bad conversation starter, so like it's just like me afraid of my awkwardness. I guess you can classify that as shy. But after like I kind of like get past that point, I feel like for me, I easily, get along with people, and at least like, as long as they're not like, I feel like it also depends on the other party. It's like if we're on like the same page, because like sometimes when you meet people, it's like you don't want to open yourself up 100% to them. There are people out there like that it's just like whoever they meet, they're just like immediately best friends. Like they like open their selves up, and then they like tell them their life stories. Like that's all cool and all, but like for me, it's just like it really depends on the other person. How much they give me is how much I give back, because I'm kind of like the, I want this relationship to be equal. I don't want to give too much, but at the same time I don't want to like hide myself from them when they're being honest with me. So for me, it just, I guess, my shyness is like totally depends on the other party, I guess. Yeah. And your message is, love you. Ah, love you too. Thank you. And next we have a question from Desky Grimm. Thank you, Desky. And your question is, what are your plans for the future? Do you plan on continuing YouTube, or is it just for now thing? I guess I don't have plans to stop it anytime soon. Like when I started it, it was more of a backup plan. I didn't expect it to get so big, because if you guys know me from like TikTok, I was originally Sasuke Ada on TikTok, and then because people from on TikTok started asking me to post spicy headcanons, and at first I was a little bit reluctant to do that, because I started off as like a fanfic page where I posted like little fanfic audios and stuff. And then people started asking me to do headcanons, and then I was like, okay. And then so I started doing headcanons, and then like, because these headcanons were a little bit spicy, okay, that's a little bit of an under exaggeration, but a lot of them started getting community guidelines violations, and I was afraid that my TikTok would get banned sometime in the future. And amazingly, it's still going strong. I don't actually use it as much anymore, and I actually don't post spicy headcanons on there anymore. So yeah, I was afraid that the TikTok would get banned, so I moved essentially a lot of my videos onto YouTube, because like I was getting a lot of a lot of my followers on TikTok were saying like, you know what, you should make a YouTube account, like we would totally follow you there and stuff like that. And so I was like, yeah, you know what, it's a good backup plan. So I just like moved things onto YouTube, and then boom, like my headcanon videos started blowing up in the YouTube shorts. Like the first ones that I posted, like I just like kept on putting all of the ones I already had onto YouTube. So like the first few days, that I was on YouTube, you could see that I posted a shit ton of headcanon videos, and that was because those are all moved from TikTok. And then like a lot of those were getting like hundreds of thousands of views, and I was like, whoa. And then and then I was getting like a huge ton of subscriber account like amounts in like the first few months that I was on YouTube, and I was like, whoa, I didn't expect it to get so big. And I also found that YouTube was like a good space to post my I guess my fanfic audios, because obviously on TikTok, before they did the whole like 3-minute thing, now I think they're allowed to do 10-minute videos on TikTok now too, but before all that it was only 1 minute, and like people had to go in my account and scroll through all the videos just to find like the next part of my fanfic audio, and that was getting a little bit annoying. So I decided, you know, I would post fanfic audios here on YouTube. And then it just like got like that. And then because this is like my hobby and stuff, so I don't have plans to ever like stop. I mean, there might be times where I end up being too busy for it. For example, recently, like I've been thinking that I really want to like start working out again, and I used to work out a lot in college. I had like a personal trainer and stuff. And recently, because of work and because of like, you know, doing YouTube and all the headcanons, writing fan fiction on the side and stuff like that, and also, you know, helping out with my family, I haven't really had the time to work out, but I do have dance class on weekends, so that's good. But I really do want to start working out back in the gym again, and so that might, you know, take away some of the time that I would be doing this kind of stuff. But like, it's kind of like, I think for me, it's just like, this is just something that I would do on a regular basis, and I personally don't mind not spending a lot of time on it, because it is just a hobby, and sometimes it's like when you're creating a lot of stuff, you do get wrung dry of your like creative juices, and so it's always good to like take breaks too. So yeah, but yes, this is a long-term plan. Okay, and your messages, I found you through your headcanons, but I would love to see more content like your Mikey fanfic. I'm loving your content, and I hope you keep doing what you do. Oh, thank you. See, that's the thing. It's like the fanfics are going to be, you know, they're not going to be a lot of them on this channel, because obviously they take a long time. And for me, I am, I guess, not exactly a perfectionist, but I want to get like as close to perfect as possible. And as an author, I want my story to be really, really good. And if it's like not up to my own standards, I don't want to post them. And I have a lot of stories like just in my drafts that I started that I don't really know how to end. And those kind of stories is just like, it was like a good concept, but then I was like, you know what? Like in the middle of writing it, I was like, no, I don't know where I'm going with this. So I just like draft them and like keep them there, maybe come back to them in the future. So that's why like fan fiction wise, it's really hard for me to post a lot of those, because like it's just really difficult to write something really good and keep on producing those kind of stuff. And I know like a lot of you guys are willing to like give me ideas, you know, you guys are always suggesting ideas in the comments, and that's great and all, but I just want you guys to know that I am not good with prompts. I'm really not good with prompts. I don't like writing to prompts. Like some people would do these like, I guess what was it? It was like Kinktober, I guess, like where they have like a list of, I guess, like kinky prompts, and they would write a one-shot every single day for that. I tried that, but it just didn't really work for me. I hate writing to a prompt where like people give me a subject and I have to stick to it. It's just like, it's just not great. I feel like my best ideas come from me in my everyday life, where I'm doing something and then it's just like suddenly boom, idea, concept pops in my head, and those are the best ideas. So which is why for me producing fan fiction is like such like a low quantity thing. So I hope that the few fan fictions that I provide for you guys, you know, are actually good, and that you guys actually enjoy it, because those are, I guess, the best of me. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And then next we have from Mariana Aaron, who asked the same thing as Desky, do I plan on continuing YouTube? So I guess I already answered that. And your messages, love you, and your content. Oh, thank you. Love you guys too. And then next we have from Amber with 2 R's. And then your question is, please make more spicy headcanons. If you guys saw my I guess a community post that I posted yesterday from when I'm recording this, so I don't really know like how many days that would be until like I actually post this podcast. I was woken up in the middle of night at 1 a.m. for work. So if you guys listened to my podcast last month, or was it the month before, I don't know, I forgot when I revealed this, but I am a software engineer, and my 9-to-5 job is working as a software engineer for this I guess this tech company. And I guess as software engineers, we do have to solve a lot of problems for our clients. I guess because like we provide a service, essentially, like we're kind of like a service company. And sometimes, our system might have bugs in them, or maybe the client doesn't know how to use our service, and like this is affecting their revenue and stuff like that. And so if it's like revenue impacting, it is like high priority, and usually whoever is on call, which is me this week, would have to solve it for them as soon as possible. Like it doesn't even matter if it's like in the middle of night, they would have to call us up, and we would have to figure out the problem and try to solve it for them. And so that's what happened last night. And a lot of you guys probably know that computer science is a very, very difficult, I guess, a very difficult study. It's one of the harder majors in most universities, and so being a software engineer and stuff, it is going to be a very time-consuming and I guess like brain-consuming job, and it's a lot of thinking. It's definitely very, I guess, energy-consuming because you're always thinking so much. It's, I guess, I'm really happy to have this job and stuff, but like when you guys, because I'm fresh out of the college, right? And when you first start in any jobs, essentially, you're always going to be busier, because you're learning and you're trying to learn as much as possible and getting into this whole kind of like, you're getting into kind of the whole workforce. You have to like not only learn how to do your job, but you have to learn about the industry that you're working for, as well as learn how to be an adult, essentially how to do your taxes, manage your own insurance and all of that. That's a lot of stuff. And so like and on the side, I would essentially make my headcanons. And I know you guys really like the headcanons, but these headcanons, so I think you guys think that these headcanons come to me like sperm come to men. Like they just like, because like if you guys study biology, you would know that men make sperm like every single second of their life. Like they're just constantly their body is just like generating sperm, and that's just like yeah. But headcanons aren't like that. I know you guys might think that I'm constantly pushing out headcanons. They're like boom 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 from my brain. Like no, that's not me. Like I actually take a lot of time to make these headcanons. Like because my headcanons are based on my understanding of a character, which is why you guys would ask a lot of characters in the comments, and then you guys never see me do those characters, is because like I don't have the confidence that I know this character well enough. For example, I guess Dazai. from Bungo Stray Dogs. Like, I watched Bungo Stray Dogs twice, actually. And the reason why I watched it twice is because a lot of people say it's good and stuff, and then the first time I watched it, I didn't feel anything, and like, I just like didn't understand. Like, I thought the story was very dry, and like it was kind of like all over the place. So I didn't understand it. So I watched it a second time, hoping to understand why the story is good and why it's so popular and why everyone is so raving about the story, and I still didn't understand it. It still felt a little dry to me, like the whole story plot. Like, the concept of the mafia and like their superpowers was really cool, but the story itself, like the plot, just like was a little bit all over the place for me, and I felt like it didn't follow kind of like a main like plot line, right? It was a little bit, it just felt a little bit all over the place, and that's why I couldn't really get into it. And so even though like I thought Dazai was an interesting character, I feel like because I didn't enjoy this story, I probably had like don't see what everyone sees in Dazai. And so I did, like, for the longest time I don't have the confidence, and I still don't think I have the confidence that I know him well enough, because like I didn't enjoy the story like you guys did. And so like this character, I don't have the confidence that I saw what you guys saw in him. So like when you guys ask for headcanons of him, like I don't think I could deliver what you guys, you know, want. And plus it's like not like I do these headcanons to like tell you guys what you guys want to hear. It's like, but like I do want to give these headcanons with enough accuracy, I guess. And so like with characters that I don't really understand, you know, I don't really want to do them. And then in order to do a character, I actually have to understand a lot of, like, I have to do my research about them and actually kind of get in their head. For example, like Gojo, before I did any of his headcanons, I actually watched a lot of videos about Gojo, and other YouTubers analyzing his character and his personality, and just like those deep analysis, including his childhood backstories and all of that. You know, I don't know if you guys know this YouTuber called O'Hara, but he does a lot of character analysis videos, and they're absolutely amazing. And before I do any headcanon videos, I would always watch videos like that, to really understand this character and kind of like build this character in my head and understand this character through and through before I do any headcanons. And so in order for me to make headcanons, it's like a very long process. And so I guess like me being able to do like 2 headcanons a week, like 1 relationship and 1 spicy, I feel like for me is already like pushing myself a lot. So like I don't mind you guys asking for me to do like whatever character, you know, next and stuff like that, but like when you guys asked me to do more, just understand that like right now I'm like 2 headcanons per week for me is already a lot. So yeah, like I mean, like, you know, I'm not blaming you guys or anything, but it's just, I'm just saying, like please be understanding of my my capabilities. Thank you. Alright, and your message. Honestly, you're my favorite YouTuber ever. Aww. You know, that means so much to me, because like right now I still have trouble I guess understanding the fact that I'm technically considered a YouTuber. Like I don't really consider that, because like I know a lot of YouTubers do this for a living, and I actually don't make any money off of YouTube. Like not at all. The reason why I don't there's actually a lot of reasons. One is because this is like a headcanon fanfiction channel, and sometimes it's just like, because these things, even though like I guess like I do come up with them myself, but because they are like fan headcanons and fanfictions, you know, they're not original stuff, and so it doesn't feel right for me to like I guess make a revenue off of something that's not completely original. And me starting like a Patreon page is kind of just like, I guess, like an extra thing. Like if you guys would like to support me, I guess I have some extra content that I can't exactly show the masses because, you know, they're not really, because they're a little bit R-rated. But yeah, I guess that's that, and that's like the only thing I'm willing to like make money off of. But like, and also with YouTube, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but in order to like start making revenue, you have to have like a certain amount of followers, and then you have to kind of like submit this thing where like you want to start making revenue, and then like submit this thing to YouTube, and then there's some people that's going to like check out your channel and actually like verify your channel essentially. And I was really afraid because, you know, as I said, like on TikTok, a lot of my things were getting like community guideline violations, and that was just like, you know, that scared me, and I didn't want YouTube to become a place where I would essentially have, you know, get banned or shut down. So which is why I didn't want like YouTube verifying my channel. So I decided like I'm just not gonna make money off of it. Yeah. So sometimes, so I still don't really, you know, consider myself a YouTuber, even though I'm close to like 63,000 subscribers. Plus for me, I always, cause like if I follow, like all the YouTubers I follow have like over 100k followers. So for me, like, you know, 63k is just like, I guess it just seems like a small amount like compared to like others. So plus this is like a hobby and stuff, so I never really considered it. So like to hear you guys say like that I'm your favorite YouTuber is honestly really it's really flattering, and it's really, you know, I guess an ego booster essentially. Oh, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Okay, next, we have a question from Mew. Hi Mew, and your question is, how are you doing? Great. How are you? And your message is, you're pretty amazing, not gonna lie. I thank you. Thanks, I guess. And then next we have from Faye. Faye's question is, your headcanon seem almost accurate to BH. How do you come up with them? Like I said before, I do a lot of research on this character and their personality, and for me, a lot of times I have to imagine myself either as them or you know, their significant other, and kind of like imagine myself like in a situation where I'm in this relationship either as them or being with them, and imagining what it's like. And I feel like for a lot of characters in BNHA, it's actually really easy because a lot of them are very positive characters with positive like life values and personalities, and so a lot of them are really realistic to think about. The ones that strike me as very difficult to do are the ones that are a little bit more on the toxic side, because like those kind of characters, it's actually really difficult to imagine them. I guess difficult isn't the right word, but it's just like it's really complex. So I guess the difficult part is to imagine a realistic, like what they would do essentially, and like would they do this. And sometimes because like their background is like their backstory is so complex and their personality is so complex that it's really difficult to accurately know what they would do in certain situations. And I feel like I guess as I said before, Gojo, at first it was very difficult for me to do Gojo because I saw him in the anime as a very childish, I guess, teacher, but that part of him made me know that this guy is much deeper than you see, like what he's portrayed as. And so like I had to go back and watch some analysis videos, and then I even went into the manga to read his backstory arc. And I guess the more I read about him, the more it like I understood of why he acted the way he acted, and like, you know, a good understanding of his character. And having that understanding of the character helped me like put them in realistic situations and come up with how they would react to that situation. Characters that I find difficult to do are characters like Sanzu, I guess, because Sanzu is very and I'm trying to do Sanzu right now because I'm getting a lot of requests for him, because Sanzu is a character that's I don't know if you guys like read the manga or anything, but like currently where the manga's at, you're kind of like learning about Sanzu's past. I guess that's a little bit of spoiler alert, but not really, I guess, because I didn't really get into the details, so don't kill me. Like, even though we kind of got into Sanzu's past, I still find it a little bit difficult because he's kind of not right in the mind. Like, he's a little bit crazy, you know what I mean? I think he has like mental issues, and for me, as like a normal person, I guess it's really hard for me to really get into the the issues that he has in his head and how that would affect him making certain decisions and like being attracted to certain people. So right now it's a little bit difficult, and I guess that's why you guys would see like my headcanon seem to be accurate, I guess, like seem to be accurate for certain characters. It's because like I do put in a lot of effort into understanding them as a person. But then again, I'm not the author, nor am I like a psychologist. So even though you guys think these are accurate, I guess it just means that like we as a general public have like these certain, I guess, stereotypes on certain people, like people who act a certain way, we think of them as a certain way, but everyone is different. So I don't know how accurate this is, but it just seems accurate because that's what we have as a general a general understanding of these types of people as the public, right? So yeah, I guess that answers your question. But thank you for asking. I actually really like talking about how I make headcanons because I put in a lot of effort for that. All right, next we have a question from Vanessa. Hi Vanessa, and your question is, has anyone who knows you found these vids? Oh my god. My mom actually knows about my YouTube channel, and I guess she knows that I post fan fictions because I've actually shown her, and she actually really likes my fan fiction, even though she doesn't know what they're about and like what I'm saying, like, because like she understands English, but it's just like sometimes I'm like talking in there and she doesn't really know what's going on, and sometimes some words just go over her head, but she really enjoys the whole voice acting and the emotions going on in the video, and then she's like, oh my god baby, I'm so proud of you. Okay, that's no, that's not exactly what she said, but like and then my mom, just like any other Asian moms, likes to brag about me and my accomplishments. And then she just like goes around telling all her friends that like, hey, my daughter is like this really successful YouTuber, like how many subscribers she has. And then like I don't want to tell her that I post like spicy stuff on here because like I don't think she would mind, because like I'm an adult now, and like it's just like sometimes we even have like sometimes she would like tease me about like these kind of stuff, but like, and we both read, I guess, like novels that have like these like content, I guess, and sometimes my mom doesn't really care that when we discuss about it, but it's like still having this kind of conversation is very awkward. And the fact that she told her friends who have children either my age or younger, and most of them younger, and then they tell their children that, oh my god, look, Ada has like this YouTube channel, look how well it's doing, you should check it out because like you probably like anime too, because like in the Asian community a lot of kids like anime. And then I get like this panic attack. I'm like, no, don't, please don't. It's like, for me, my worst nightmare is having someone I actually know check out my channel. Like, I guess it's like not that big of a problem if I know them really well and they know like me really well, because like all my family friends who know me, who either like anime or don't really like anime, they know about this and they've seen a few videos, but most of them don't really watch anime, I guess. So they're not exactly interested, but they think it's cool, so it's fine. Oh god. And like, I guess like my friends who do watch anime, they're really not that into the whole fanfic culture, I guess. I'm like the only person that I know in person, I guess, that amongst like all my in-person friends that is actually really into the whole fanfic culture. A lot of people, they kind of just watch anime and enjoy the content, and they don't really read or consume any sort of fan fictions or fan comics or anything like that. But me, I am a big consumer and a creator of, you know, the whole fanfic, fan comic culture. So yeah, I guess I don't know. I wouldn't know if anyone who knows me has found, just like without like, you know, me knowing that they like me either telling them or like me knowing that my mom told them, has found this like naturally, because like I said, I don't know a lot of people in person that is a big consumer of this kind of stuff. So I'm pretty confident that nobody has found this like on their own. But yeah, it does scare me. Okay, and your message is, your voice is too calming for these vids. You sound amazing. Hope you're staying amazing like always. Aw, thank you guys. That's always really sweet of you guys. Next question we have is from Hiden-chan. Hi Hiden. And your question is, have you ever thought of doing chatfics? The short answer is no. I guess the reason why is because I personally don't really consume chatfics. I think they're cool for like, you know, kind of like a short experience of just like getting some tea, I guess, you know, like drama. But for me, when I write stories, I really enjoy the whole imagery of it and just like building the picture, kind of like the scenery and like, you know, the facial expressions, all of that. And I think writing it in paragraphs really gives it the whole like story feel to it, and I feel like chatfics just doesn't really do that for me. And so writing and consuming wise, I don't really prefer chatfics, even though it's, you know, it's a cool like short experience. But I guess it really just comes down to personal preference. So and then your message is, I really love your channel. I've watched every single one of your videos. Seeing you post makes my day. I'm a really big fan. Love you. Oh, thank you. Love you too. You know, you guys and your support is really what keeps me going. So you guys are technically the ones that keeping this channel running for so long. So without you guys, I probably wouldn't have the motivation to do so many headcanons and videos and just like keep my creative juices going, because, you know, sometimes I do burn out a little bit. Anyways, next we have from Kaz, and then your question is, since you make spicy headcanons, what is your favorite headcanon? Oh my god, that's a hard one. What is my favorite headcanon? I guess, let me think, because I like every single Bakugo headcanon that I do because it's Bakugo, also Adabi, but that's just because they're like my favorite characters. I think the one that I personally like find a lot of like pride in, I guess, is I guess both villain Deku and villain Bakugo are one of the two that I find a lot of pride in, because those obviously aren't remotely close to canon. because it's in an alternate universe. So I had to like put in a lot of thought to that, like, you know, combine their personality in the canon one and then really like twist it into like a twisted evil way, and then come up with a character that makes you think like, yes, this is them as a villain, you know, this is them as like a bad person, but still it sticks true to them. So I think that was like something that I really find a lot of pride in doing, and I guess you could say it's part of my favorites. Also the villain Kirishima and villain Denki ones, like very those were the most fun to do for me, but also very difficult, you know, fun and difficult. So yeah. And next we have let's see. Okay, next we have a question from Beep Boop Edits. Hi, I really like your name, Beep Boop Edits. And your question is, what's your favorite anime of all time? Oh my god, that is so hard. I guess, right? Because like it changes. It definitely changes. Because like once you finish something, you know, and you let that sit for a while and it cools down and then something new pops up, you know, it just like, for me, there's definitely no favorite anime of all time, because anime is kind of like fashion, and it's like trends, right? Trends fade, right? And they change all the time throughout the years. And because anime is like a story, right? And the story essentially has to tell a moral, a theme, it has to like portray some sort of value, and these values in your society also changes within the years. So like whatever, like I guess my first favorite anime was Naruto. That's really what I started on getting into anime, and that, you know, at first was all about like, you know, you got to change your own destiny and stuff like that, and it's just like the, you know, if you work hard, you know, you can be awesome, essentially. You can be the hero. And that was kind of like the moral that it was telling, and it's still a great story, but like it's like, I mean, it's still a great theme to tell, but I feel like as I grew up, you know, the whole storytelling portion of it got like a little bit, I guess it just wasn't so great anymore, you know, when you got towards the end of the Shippuden. And I feel like it kind of like all the moral values that it was building up in the beginning was just overthrown in the last arc, and that just like kind of like, I guess it didn't really like destroy Naruto for me, because I still really like it as like a series, but it's just like, I feel like as a story it wasn't very well told in the end. It was ended really badly. And I guess right now, if I were to say I have like a favorite anime, it would either be One Piece, Haikyuu, or My Hero. I really like My Hero because of the whole concept of like, you know, human evolution, creating these superpowers, and this whole like superpower society, and this whole take on if everyone had these like superpowers, you know, what kind of effect that would have on our society. And it actually does portray a lot of what we have in our modern society right now, but like to a whole new level. Like, I don't want to get too deep into it, but you could see a lot of like themes of racism in there, and just like, and stereotyping, and how that affects people. And it's just like, it's amazing. And same with that, Attack on Titan is also an amazing take on this anti-war story, and just kind of like portraying how a child could go from the oppressed to growing up to be an oppressor. And it's just like, it's an absolutely amazing story. And One Piece, just from the beginning to the end, like, not end, but like, because it's not ended, but like to where it is right now, the whole entire thing is absolutely amazing. Like, Oda is definitely my favorite mangaka of all time, because when I was little, I didn't want to watch One Piece because it was about pirates, and I thought pirates were not as interesting as ninjas. In high school, I started picking up One Piece because I got caught up with Naruto, and I just wanted something new. And at first I turned away from One Piece because of the art style in the beginning, but after I got past that, I realized that One Piece is a much better storytelling than Naruto. Like, Oda wraps everything so well, like things that he puts in the beginning that you didn't even think of ends up playing like a major role somewhere else towards like the future. And it's just like mind-blowing, especially with how many characters he's introduced to the story and how he's able to just like keep all of them in check, and like amazing character backstories and like character building. Definitely I feel like One Piece is up there. So yeah, I guess it's really hard to pick a favorite out of all of them, but right now I guess One Piece, Haikyuu, My Hero, definitely top 3. Okay, and your message is, I have been a fan for a really long time and I somehow just figured out that I can do this. I love your art and headcanons. Oh, thank you. And yes, please submit more questions and messages and headcanons, and guys, please remember that this is for a place where you to submit your headcanons, not request a headcanon from me. You can do that in the comments, and trust me, I do read them. But sometimes it's gonna be really hard to get to them, so like please be patient, you know. Okay, next we have from Hallie. Hi Hallie. And your question is, what headcanons do you like making more, spicy or soft? I like both. I really do like both. I guess there's really no way to pick one or the other, because for me it really depends on my mood. If I'm in like a spicy mood, I would, come up with spicy headcanons. If I'm more of in like a cute, fluffy, I want to like be in a relationship kind of mood, I would then be making like relationship headcanons. So it's not like I like one more than the other. It just really depends on my mood of the day. And then your messages, thanks for all the videos you post. They really make me happy and they make me blush, but they're really cool and I love that all your headcanons are so accurate and funny. Thank you. Thanks. I'm glad that you enjoy them. Okay, next we have from Yozora. Hi Yozora. And you asked, why did you start making these headcanons? Like I said before, like I mentioned before, I started making headcanons because people on my TikTok kept on commenting like, can you make a spicy headcanon? Can you make spicy headcanon videos for this character? Like at first I was just making stories, and then they kept on bugging me to make spicy headcanons. And at first I was just gonna ignore those comments, but they started building up and I was like, you know what, this could be something fun, something new to try. And so I started doing it, and then, one thing led to another, and I'm still doing it today. So yeah, that's basically how I got started. And your message is, I love your headcanons and drawings. Love you. Love you too. Thank you. Next we have from Flower. Hi Flower. And your question is, what is your favorite underrated anime? Ooh, I love this question. My favorite underrated anime has to be Yona of the Dawn. It is so freaking underrated. Yona of the Dawn, absolute amazing main female character. It's like, I'm more of like a shonen anime person than a shoujo, but this Yona of the Dawn is absolutely my favorite shoujo of all time. Like, the main girl, from like the very first episode, when you see her, you're like, oh, she's kind of annoying, and then immediately second episode, you're like, oh my god, like this girl, like, cause like, and she's kind of like forced into this rapid character development, like, when she's thrown into that situation, and like all the male characters around, it's kind of like a reverse harem anime. Not really. She only has one actual love interest, but like she has like a lot of guys around her, but it's kind of like you have You have to watch the anime if you haven't. Like, it's absolutely amazing. All the characters absolutely just chef's kiss, all of them, every single one of them. And it's just like a hilarious comedy as well, you know, like shoujo, romance, comedy, all in one. And I hate how there isn't a season 2. They're like 2 OVAs, but like, oh my god, give me season 2! Ah! It is like just so underrated. You guys have to watch it. Please go watch it if you haven't. I beg of you. It is so freaking good. Like, I could go on for days about this, but I don't want to get into the details because I don't want to like spoil it for you. Like, oh my god. Oh. Whew. I got so worked up over that. Oh god. Okay. Next question. From Aoi. Hi Aoi. If you have one, what is your favorite anime pairing? Pairing as in like canon pairing, or like, you know, like fanon pairings? Cause like oh god, I guess Iwaoi is my favorite anime pairing, like shipping of all time, because like the dynamic between them is just like hilarious, and it's just like so sexual, like the tension like in all that is just like, and like the whole childhood friends kind of like dynamic between them two, it was absolutely amazing. I think that's also why I really do like Bakudeku or Dekubaku, like however it works. It's just like the whole sexual tension between them and the whole like, you know, dynamic of like the love hate is absolutely amazing. So yeah, anything that's like similar to that is like, you know, really gets to me. I really like those kind of pairings. And your message is, love your headcanons. They give me a lot to fantasize and think about at 2 a.m. You're welcome. Thank you. Oh my god. Yeah. It's funny how you guys say 2 a.m. I'm actually never up at that time. So, yeah. Glad that I'm giving you guys something to, you know, think about at 2 in the morning. Alright. Next is from Doru. Hi Doru, and your question is, are you embarrassed making these? Am I ashamed of making these? No, not at all. But does it embarrass me to sometimes say like the things that I say? I guess yes, in a way. It's just like, I'm not at all ashamed to be saying them. It's just like sometimes it's just like it gets a little bit, you know, it's like too spicy. So sometimes it's like the words, like just by saying them, it'll put like an image in my head. So sometimes it makes me really shy and embarrassed to like actually say them, because like, you know, of the reaction that it'll give me, you know. It's just like, so not at all ashamed, but yes, I do get embarrassed sometimes like saying what I say. Because, you know, but it's just like pure physical reaction to that, and it's just like, you know, and sometimes when I'm like sometimes it's just I'm scared to say some things because I'm afraid of, you know, getting reported, I guess. So which is why sometimes when some things aren't even like profanities, I sometimes like censor them out. Either, you guys know, with either like the dolphin censorship, you know, or something else. Typically I try not to censor a lot of them, but when I'm feeling like, oh, this is a little bit dangerous, like I would probably censor it out. But yeah. And your message is, you're my favorite YouTuber. I just can't stop watching. Side note, my eyes are red because I watch too much. I'm okay. Thanks. And are your face not red either? I'm pretty sure your eyes and face are probably both red, but it's okay. All's good. Okay. Next we have from Scully Cakes. Hi Scully Cakes. And your question is, Would you ever make headcanons for game characters? Example, Lucifer from the mobile game Obey Me. Oh, see, I really want to, I guess, but as you guys know, I don't actually have that much time, and recently I do want to start getting into playing games like Genshin. Like, everyone's been telling me to play Genshin, and I do want to, but I also wanted to wait until like I get like a second monitor before I start playing Genshin, because I really want to like stream myself playing Genshin so I can get like first reactions, I guess, like making these like reaction videos to like certain plots and stuff like that. And also because I suck at playing games, so like I felt like it would be interesting if I streamed myself playing games, because I'm so bad at it. You know. And so yeah, and the good thing is my brother's actually home today, so I can actually ask him about it, because he plays Genshin. What are you doing? Oh, that was my cat. She's like, what are you doing? Okay. She's like playing in a box, making like these noises. Okay, next we have a question from Marcy. Thanks, Marcy. And the question is, hello, my beautiful Ada. My question is, have you thought about doing more situational... That's my cat too. Sorry. He's jumping on my chair. Have you ever thought about doing more situational or fanfic story content for your channel? I do enjoy that. Also, I don't think you've ever finished the Dobby Hawks one you were doing unless you wrote it out. I really love that one. I'd love to see more whenever you find the time. Oh, I totally know which one you're talking about. As I said before, situations and fanfics, they don't come to me very easily. And for the Dobby Hawks one, the reason why I never finished it was because I was very conflicted on how to finish it. I guess the way I originally like played it out in my head, it was gonna be a very tragic story, and then I was like, wait a second, because like I just finished like the Kiribaku one that was like super tragic and the main character died. And then in my first Hawks one that I ever did was the one where you know, the main character also died, but it was like of like, you know, a disease, I guess, an incurable disease. And I was like, I can't keep killing off YNs, you know, I can't keep killing off the readers. And then but then like if I don't kill her off, I felt like I didn't really know how to end the story. And then I kind of just like put it on hold because I was like, I have no idea how I want to end the story. Also because it's just like I was a little bit conflicted because I kind of wanted her to choose both, you know, and I kind of wanted her to have both. And was the Dobby Hawk story like a female, or like I don't think I ever because like for some stories I know I did like specify the gender. I don't think I ever specified the gender for Dobby Hawks one, did I? Okay, whatever. I guess if I didn't specify the gender, then it's like gender neutral, so okay. I wanted, I guess, the main character to have both of them, but then at the same time I felt like it was a little bit wrong to do that morally. It's just like, I guess, and I was also afraid of like the backlash that I would get if I made them do that and like just like have both, because it was so hard to just choose one of them, you know. It's just like how am I going to like make YN choose either, I guess. Oh right, the name was Haku, right? Haku, Agent Haku. It was so difficult to make Haku choose either, you know, Hawks who they grew up with, or Dobby, who is now like kind of like their mental support during the hardest time. So it was so difficult, and because of that I just like, you know, put that on hold for the longest time and kind of just like left that there to rot. And I didn't know whether or not I wanted to end it as a tragedy or, you know, end it positively. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just let that rot there for longer. I do want to post more stories. Currently am working on a story. And so I'm thinking of like posting that soon when I actually finish the next chapter, because like this is going to be okay, I guess like talking about a little bit about what I'll be doing for the future, which is supposed to be for the next section, but I guess I can do it now. It doesn't really matter. I'm actually working on a Gojo story, and it's actually a smut story, so every single chapter has some smuttiness to it, and it's going to be public. The story is going to be public, but I also have a lot of NSFW drawings for it that's going to be Patreon only, and the story will be posted on Patreon first, so like Patreon gets early access, and then I will publish it, and then I'll also I guess make an audio for it, but I'll cut it off right before. For the very first chapter, I'll make an audio for it, but cut it off right before the scene. Yes, the scene. Yeah. So yeah, that's the plan for now. But I still need to finish like the chapter that I'm working on, because I usually like to make a few more chapters before I publish anything. So yeah. And then I need to go back to working on my Bakugo one, which I left on hold for this Gojo one. So yeah, a lot of things to do. Okay, next question from Marcy is, hi Ada, what's a hobby or habit menu that you have that you think of a lot, that you think a lot of people don't know about? Don't say writing fanfics. It has to be a hobby that barely any of your close friends know about. A hobby that nobody knows about? I feel like most people know about my hobby, because I'm very open about like my hobbies, and like back then my hobby that nobody knew about was writing fanfics. But now it's like a hobby that everyone knows about. I guess another hobby is, I wouldn't say it's a hobby because like that nobody knows about, because I go to dance. You guys don't know that, but I go to dance and I do Chinese dance. So yeah, like people in my Chinese dance class, they all know that I do dance. What's another hobby? I mean, I like to sing, but I'm not that good, and like I only do that like when I'm kind of like bored and have nothing better to do. But a lot of people know about that too. I don't know. Honestly, like, at least my close friends wise, like, I don't think there's anything that they don't know about me, like, my hobby wise, because I don't hide things from them. Like, I try not to. Plus I'm like an open book and stuff. And so yeah, most people know about my hobbies. And I cook, I guess, but that's not really a hobby, and everyone knows that. So yeah, I really don't know. I don't think there's any hobbies that people don't know about. Let's see. And then next one, we have a message from Marcy, is, to the sweet and lovely Ada, who I adore so much, thank you for your words and content that give me life. I can no longer imagine my life without it. I feel so happy and blessed that I'm able to experience your creativity and watch as the appreciation of your content grows. I'll continue hoping that you excel at whatever you put your mind to, and I'm glad I can in some way put a smile on your face or motivate you like how you do for us. I know you're a busy woman and it can be pretty tough, but I'm also here if you need a listening ear, and I'm happy to help in any way possible. Keep up the awesome work, Ada. I love it. Thank you, Marcy. As always, really appreciate it. Thank you for your support, and thank you for this very sweet message. And that concludes the Q&A and message section of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening, and stay tuned for the next section.
今月のトピック。
That sounded cringier than I thought it would, but whatever. So every month I like to share a little bit of what's going on in my life and pick a topic to just really talk about it. This month, I guess, most of you guys saw the video that I posted, kind of like a rant about someone was basically taking my headcanons and posting it and claiming it as theirs on their TikTok channel. And a lot of you guys gave me really supportive comments, and thank you guys so much for that. The person who basically plagiarized my content, I don't think they have posted anything new, but no, they have not apologized about it. And so yeah, and I saw that they did change their username as well as profile picture, so it's a good chance that they actually saw my video and just decided that they would ignore it. But anyways, that's beside the point right now. Something I did want to talk about is I wanted to address a very good question from one of my lovely subscribers. The name is Liana Hawkins. On YouTube, they commented on the video regarding the plagiarism, and they said, "I'm very confused how you can own headcanons like it's art or music or writing. Can you please explain? Not trying to be mean." Honestly, that is a really good question. Because here's the thing, is I understand where this question is coming from. Because headcanons and these kind of things, they're technically, in a way, not exactly original. Because first of all, you're basing whatever content on something that is not yours. And another thing is that, a lot of people could come up with the same headcanons or very similar, very, very similar headcanons. Especially for the general ones, this person seems like they would like spicy stuff, or this person seems like they would be the type who would cry in a corner in the middle of night because they're so lonely and stuff. These very, very general headcanons, a lot of people could reach kind of to the same conclusions about the character. And that's why it's really hard for someone to essentially own a headcanon. But I would like you to think of headcanons as essentially a book report. Think of it as a book report. You're in school, and your teacher gives you guys a book to read, and then after you guys read the book, she asks everyone to write a book report. You get all the groaning and the whining done, and now you're down writing the book report. Everyone read the same book, and you guys are supposed to write about the theme of the book, the message that it was trying to send. And since you guys all read the same book, essentially a lot of you guys would lead to the same conclusions. Like the theme of this book, I'm going to use Great Gatsby as an example, was that it was trying to talk about the dying American dream, basically. So that's the theme of the book. But you can't just, in your book report, you can't just say oh, the theme of the book is yada yada yada. You have to back it up. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence that tells you that the theme of the book is about dying American dreams, or whatever it is, right? So essentially everyone is going to be writing about the same thing, very similar things, but the details in their book reports and the evidence that they choose are going to be very, very different. So this person may choose the first part of the book. In the first chapter, there's the specific scene, and then that symbolizes yada yada, and then this person may be choosing somewhere towards the end there's another scene, and then they were talking about that. So it's the details in your book report that makes it original to you. And so you think of headcanons like that. Headcanon, you guys can lead to very similar conclusions about this character, but it's the details in the headcanon that really makes it original to the creator. For example, my smiley headcanon, were the one, specifically the one where I said that Smiley would essentially smack you in the back of the head to greet you, and the thing about how when you're mad at him, he'll just like smile at you and, you know, wait for you to finish. Things like that I feel like are very specific and very detailed, and I feel like these are very situational, I guess. And so it's going to be really I guess rare for someone to come up with the exact same thing. So if I see the exact same thing, it's going to be suspicious. And especially in the channel that I was talking about, the video that they posted for Smiley was literally the exact same thing as what I posted for Smiley, like word for word. So even though it's like only a headcanon, it's not that big of a deal, but it's kind of like, you know, the person who put in all the work to do their homework for like a really good grade, and, you know, and then there's just like that other person who copied everything, you know, didn't put in any effort, just copied all of that and then trying to get the same grade. And it's really irritating for the person who actually put in the work. So that's why, even though I feel like owning isn't exactly the right word for the headcanon, but the person who put in the actual work deserves the credit rather than the person who just copied, if that makes sense, I guess. In the end, I get that it's kind of petty, but just as someone who put in a lot of work for these headcanons, I do want to say that it does annoy me a lot if other people use them and post them without crediting me. But if you guys want to use them in like your fan fictions, like weave them in, that's totally fine. If you guys would, you know, kind of like give credit to me somewhere, even if it's like in a comment or in like a description, you know, anything, just anywhere that says like, oh, this thing references to Sasuke Ada's headcanon, blah blah blah, you can just say it references to that. You don't have to say this actually came from me, because who knows, someone might have thought of the same thing. But if you could, it's just like referencing, when you guys write book reports, you reference like a certain scene, or if you guys write like any sort of essays and you have to like reference something, you know, you reference that, and then you don't have to write a bibliography from me, but it's just like, you know, somewhere in your work you can just say, oh, this references Sasuke Ada's headcanon, blah 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 blah. And you guys don't even have to put like where exactly the video came from, but it would be great if you guys did. That way, you know, whoever checks out your work can also check out my work, so that would help both of us. So yeah, that's basically it. Okay, now that we got that over with, because I kind of like promised I would talk about that on my podcast, I do want to talk about a topic that I've been meaning to talk about for a very, very long time, and it has bothered me for the longest time. So, I want to talk about Armin Daddy. Yes, I said it. Armin Daddy. Like, when season 4 of Attack on Titan came out, I was expecting everyone to start raving about Eren and Levi, and yes, there was a few raves about that, but the most that I saw online on TikTok, on Instagram, and like Twitter was Armin Daddy, and I was like, what? Literally, what? Like, of all the characters in Attack on Titan you could choose, you choose this guy. You know, the guy that had like shoulder length hair, literally had a girl's voice, and granted he did cut his hair in the final season and looked a little bit better, but he's still the same exact Armin that we saw in like the previous seasons, and just like, what about him makes him daddy? And I feel like daddy isn't something that's like purely physical, but also something that's like, you know, has to do with his personality, and I see none of that in Armin. But everyone's like, oh my god, Armin Daddy, oh my god, step on me. And I'm just like, you guys really sleeping on Eren and Levi? and you choose Armin? And I was like, what? And then everyone's like, oh my god, can you do like Armin spicy headcanons? Like, oh my god, Armin daddy, like I want Armin daddy spicy headcanons. I'm just like, I'm sorry, but if you guys want Armin daddy spicy headcanons, I got none of that for you. You know, it's just, like Armin spicy. I feel like it's gonna be like so vanilla, and it's just like, he is like the kind of guy who's probably even scared to do it because he's like so traumatized and stuff. So like, and like that trending TikTok video, the Vanessa one, was not helping my case at all. Everyone was so convinced that Armin is just like this like psycho character who's just like, you know, manipulative and such daddy material and someone who would like tie you up in bed. I'm like, no, he is none of that. That is purely fanon. Oh my god, it's just like, that has bothered me for the longest time because I was just like, did not understand where that came from. Oh my god, and it's just like the funniest shit ever. Like, Armin daddy, like, why I can't. I just can't. Oh my god. Yeah. I just had to get that off my shoulder. And there's like a lot of characters out there that people, you know, kind of just like the same case as Armin, you know, like characters that get really misinterpreted mainly because of their like character design or whatever. And there's like one person, it's just like literally one person starts it and then everyone starts raving about it, like jumping on it. And it's kind of like someone who points out like in a picture that you can see like maybe you guys know that picture where if you guys look at it on one side it's like a really beautiful young woman, and then like if you guys look at it from a different angle it's like an old lady, like kind of like a witch. It's kind of like that. Someone points it out. It's like, oh wait, Armin's hot, and everyone's like, oh wait, yeah, he is. It's just like everyone's like, oh my god, Armin. I'm just like, what? Yeah, okay. Oh my god. So yeah, I guess I could do some Armin's headcanons like right now. Like, okay, let me think about this. Like, Armin, you guys really like Armin, right? So one thing is I don't think he's daddy material because I think he's actually submissive. Probably one of the most submissive characters in anime that I know of. I think, oh god, he's the kind of guy who would get flustered by literally anything, and like if you dirty talk to him, I think he's the type that would just like pass out from it. He's like, no, I can't do this. Nope. Like, it's not even that he's like dirty minded or anything. It's just like that kind of thing is just like, it makes him so freaking nervous. Like, he's just like really nervous. So yeah, totally not daddy material. If anything, he's like baby material. He's a really sweet guy, and you know, I don't think he'll ever dare to hurt you. So that Vanessa thing is just like, no, not canon at all. But it's hot to think about. It's definitely hot. I think he's definitely a guy that would prefer to be the bottom. I think mainly because that he has this, you know, fear of accidentally turning into a Titan, you know, especially if you're into some sort of like BDSM, you know, any of that sort. If he accidentally turns into a Titan, he might crush you. But then again, even if he's on the bottom and he turns into a Titan, you die anyways, like from that whole like lightning streak kind of thing. So no, but like but then again, it's just like trauma responses. Yeah, I think like Armin, definitely really soft boy, romantic, and just kind of like needs a lot of comforting, and I think he likes to like, you know, interlock his fingers with you and stuff like that, and just tells you how much he appreciates like you just existing, you know. He's like, oh my god, thank you so much for being alive. Like, I swear to God, what can I do without you? Like, after everything he's been to, he's just glad, like, thank God you didn't die on me. Yeah, I think all that emotional, like, trauma and response, I think he would even, like, cry during sex. Like, it's just like, you know, it's just like trauma responses. This guy is so traumatized and stuff like that, and like I just like can't see him as anything toxic or anything like that. He's just a guy who really needs comfort. So please, if you guys could tell me in the comments why you see him as daddy material, or like, you know, any sort of like daddy's fanon headcanons of him, I'd love to read some of those. Like, please submit some of them to me for the next podcast. I'd love to see a lot of, like, you know, what you guys see Armin, how you guys see Armin. It's just like, this guy is such an interesting character to me, because like when I was watching the anime, I just like felt nothing for him. It was like, he's cool, he's smart, you know, he's like that nerdy guy who has all the brains and stuff, and it's just like really nice, but like he wasn't really exactly my type, because my type was more of like Levi, who is, you know, really badass and has kind of like an attitude and look, you know, a guy who seemed like he could strangle you in bed, but like but Armin, okay, like okay, but I'd really like to see some of your headcanons for Armin, so please submit some of that for me for the next podcast. I'd love to read those. But yeah, like that's my big rant on Armin. So let me know what you guys think, and I think it would be interesting if I did like other characters for like my monthly rant on a single character. So I think this could be a thing. So, and then continuing on the monthly topics, last month I talked about how I wanted to play Genshin. I'm still not yet playing it. This month I've been super busy with like some stuff, and today is actually my mom's birthday. So last night we went out to celebrate for like a family dinner. My brother treated, the day before I treated, and today during noon she's out with her friends who's treating her to dinner, and so it's just me and my brother right now. And before he goes back, because he doesn't really live with us, he lives like 3 hours away, so before he goes back, I think my brother and I are gonna get lunch, and at night I think we're gonna do some family stuff. So yeah, and this month very busy, especially, you guys know I had a lot of shit going on at work. Oh my god, don't even get me started, because I was like on call this month, right? Not this month, but like the past 2 weeks, and it has been like the busiest 2 weeks ever since I started working. I didn't realize just how, because I'm technically a new hire. I didn't realize just how busy on call is, because sometimes you could get like, and I think like because like we rarely get these super high priority tickets come in, and I got like, I think like 2 or 3 come in while I was on call, and I was like woken up in the middle of night for it, and I was like, oh, and I'm me being a new hire, I have no idea what's going on, and like in the middle of night, it's like a lot of my coworkers, they have their phones off, you know, they like, I can't contact them, and so I'm just like there trying to figure out my own, and it's just like, and I'm telling like the support engineer that I'm working with is like, hey, can you tell the client to wait on this, because I have no idea what's going on. So I have to like wait until all my coworkers are awake so I can ask them. So yeah, really busy. But it's fun. I'm glad I'm learning and stuff. And yeah. So I think overall this month has been crazy, and I'm still hoping to bring out more content. Definitely want to do more fanfic audios. It's been like such a long time. Like I know I did Bakugo's birthday for this month, but it's been such a long time since I've done something, and I really like doing fanfic audios, and it kind of sucks that I don't have anything really on hand right now that I could do. Earlier I did write a Sukuna one, but that one I felt like after I wrote it, I was about to record it, but just as I was recording it, I realized that the plot still needed a lot of refining, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna hold on this one, come back to it when I feel like I'm more ready for it. I also really wanted to make an audio for another one of my Bakugo one that I wrote a long time ago. It's called Sunflower and White Rose, but that one I wrote on Wattpad in AO3, and it was a second person POV reader insert, and it has the whole parentheses YN parentheses hair color kind of thing going on, and I didn't like that for the audio. I really would like the story, but I didn't really like how I did the whole character trait insert kind of thing. And it's just after I wrote it, I kind of just I did like the story a lot, and I was really proud of the story, but it was kind of my experimentation with the whole reader insert kind of thing. And I do like reader insert, but I realized that I really hate the whole character trait insert, insert your own hair color, insert your favorite blah blah blah. It's just I realized I hate writing that, and I especially hate writing parentheses Y/N parentheses. It's just not for me. And so if I were to do an audio for it, I feel like I would have to make some major changes, either make that second person POV OC kind of thing, or just find a way to do away with all the parts where it mentions the name or hair color or anything like that. So yeah, but I do recommend you guys check that out, because I actually really like that story. So it's in my Wattpad in AO3, so please feel free to check out. It's called Sunflower and White Rose. It's a fantasy AU, and it's actually based on a dream that I had. The dream wasn't even about Bakugo, but it was a dream that I had that I felt would fit the fantasy AU. So yeah, best ideas always come to me either in a dream or through personal experience. So yep, that's that. And I feel like that is all I have for you guys this month. I don't really know what else to talk about. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like me to talk about next month. Any sort of topic that you guys want to hear about, or even a character that you guys want me to rant about. I think I should rant about Dazai next month. Or maybe another character. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and please check out the headcanon submission sheets in the description below, link in the description below. And if you guys want to know how to use that, there's also the January podcast. Go to the very end of that. And please this time, don't treat the headcanon submission sheet as a headcanon request sheet. If you guys want to request headcanons, the comment section of all my videos is where to go. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoy yourselves and have a great day and have a great month, and I'll see you guys next month in May.